Hi. All right, we're live. Hi, everyone. My name is Steve from Broward Spiritist Society here in Pompano Beach, Florida. Are we streaming? Can you hear me? How do I sound on Facebook or on YouTube? I sound good? We're using technology tonight, so things are a little different. So, welcome everybody. Hi, everyone. My name is Steve. I do sound good. So, okay, well, thank you for joining us here at Broward Spiritist Society. We're live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in English. So before we start tonight's, it's not really a lecture. We're not doing a lecture tonight, but we're doing a discussion that's going to be interesting. So let's start with a short prayer, if you care to join me. Let's take a moment, let's elevate our thoughts. Let's let the dust settle. Everything that happened today, before we got here, we can leave it outside the door. Just take a deep breath. Let's elevate our vibration. Let's remember why we come here, why we tune in to these lectures, why we're members of the Spiritist Center. We're always looking for our daily bread, the bits of knowledge that we pick up each day that nourish our souls. So with each day, we look for inspiration, for motivation, for pearls of wisdom. And these are like seeds that we can plant in our souls. And each day we can cultivate these seeds and watch them grow and flourish, so that one day we can carry the light, and one day we can be the light, so that the people around us can see, not by our words, but through our actions, that we are workers of the light. So we ask the good spirits to be with us, both near and far, so that everyone watching can join in this vibration, that we can elevate ourselves, and that we can be ready to receive the message this evening. And with that, we ask for permission to begin our work tonight. So be it. All right. And you going to join us, my friend?
Yes. You gotta tell him that you have the remote control.
Yeah.
Luigi?
So tonight I have a couple friends joining me, and
He's got the remote.
yeah, we're running a little bit late, so we're trying something a little bit different tonight. And here we go.
I just want to make sure that the camera works.
Oh, I'm on top of the camera. So I have my friends Luigi and Yanara. So let me turn you on.
Okay, thank you. Good evening.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good
think-
evening.
Okay, I think we got sound.
Yes.
I hope
we do.
everybody at home can hear us, because we're operating on a skeleton crew tonight,
Uh-huh.
which means something different when you're at a Spiritist Center. So thank you guys. And so we didn't really set this up the whole way that I had envisioned it, but I think we have it set up a way it's going to work. So I hope it's working. And I don't know, we might be checking for comments and stuff on Facebook and YouTube and everything too, as we'll see. But welcome. And it's kind of funny because I made the flyer for this and I put my picture on it, but I'm really not here to talk. I'm really here to make you guys talk, which is easy. I didn't have to prepare for this at all, but I kind of wanted to make it a surprise. So Yanara actually picked this topic for us. And what we're really here to talk about is the journey from the darkness to the light, or the journey as she put it, the journey from selfishness to altruism. And it's interesting because I was reading a book last night. I was reading Thoughts in Life by Emmanuel and written by Chico Javier. As well as, that's a great book, but I sort of feel like I read a couple chapters and I just want to meditate on it and I put it down. So I'm also finishing Heaven and Hell, and I was reading I'm in the last chapter on earthly expiations. And I was like, wow, this is amazing because we're talking about this topic, and actually it's really like the thread that's in both of those books that I was reading, really talking about moving from being selfish to being more altruistic. And then I realized, I think that's actually the topic of almost every Spiritist book.
Exactly. It's such an important topic, right?
It is, yeah. And so many of the spirits, like the stories and stuff I was reading about, I thought I might do is start with, I had to look up the definition of altruism. Just because it's a word, actually it's a word I never really heard a lot myself before I came to the Spiritist Center. I know it's not like Spiritists invented it, but it's not a word that I had heard before. So the definition I got from Google was the belief in or practice of disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. So,
and this is a good time to talk about that, right?
it's never a bad time to talk about it.
Yeah.
It seems especially relevant.
Especially
these days.
relevant, yes.
Right.
So the first thing we can talk about it is the fact that we went to this evolution, to this progress in our planet when we went from a primitive world, the caveman, and now look at us. We have electricity, we have cars. And now we are progressing and we're going out of space. And it's funny because we are always looking for progress and looking for evolution in certain things. But our bodies physically also evolve from billions and billions of years into now. And we as a human being, we think that we're done here, and we're not. So we are evolving our intellectual potential, but we also evolving as a spirit, as a spiritual being instead of just a human being. And we are here, if you will read this in every single book, you will read that we are here to progress, we're here to evolve, we're here to become a better person. But most of the people forget to focus on that. And one of the huge problems that the spirits and Allan Kardec will tell us is the problem with selfishness. And they go even deeper on that. They said one of the biggest problems that we have as humanity is that we are too selfish. And we need to make this journey from being selfish, that it's natural for us because of the auto-preservation instinct that we have. So it's normal. It's part of the evolution. It's like the man was created simple and ignorant, and they tend at the beginning of our path to think about ourselves. And then we evolve to altruism, hopefully. But that evolution it's not going to happen naturally. It's not something that is going to happen. We need to realize that we need to go through this path. It's like our body changes so much. The evolution happen automatically for a couple things in life, but in certain things, we need to push forward. We need to go ahead and we need to do that.
So you're saying that you mentioned evolution, we have billions of years of evolution, body and intellectually. And you're saying that for us to evolve from selfishness to altruism, it needs more than, how can I say, regular evolution, just like what happened towards our bodies, our environment, our planet, or intellectually we evolve intellectually because we are looking for better ourselves materially, right?
Yes,
But we
that's
never-
the consequence.
That's the
okay?
consequence to evolve intellectually.
We want to be more comfortable. We want to get more things. We want to, actually comfort is the big word why we evolve. We want it to be comfortable.
I was just reading, I think in Thoughts in Life, it mentioned a part that said, we evolve both intellectually and morally, and it said the intellectual evolution actually stimulates us to have a better comfort of living, which is sort of materialistic. But it's not in a bad way. It's just that we have a better standard of living on our planet which should be for everybody.
Yeah,
We
but
hope
think
for
about
everybody.
it. People usually go to school and go to college because they wanted to have a job and make money. It's rarely people that goes to school to learn something. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but usually you tell your kids, you need to go to school because you need to
Have a
be
future.
somebody. You have to have a future in life. And that's what push the evolution of the intellectual. We want to be comfortable, and that's pushing. My big concern is what is that is pushing us to evolve, spiritual speaking, because this journey is just like death. We're going to have to do it sooner or later. The number one reason is because it's causing us so much suffering. If you guys can tell me, what do you think that when it comes to pain, that being selfish can cause you pain? Do you guys have an example of that?
Right. No.
I could talk about it because I've experienced this, and this is sort of what pushes me, in Spiritism to try to evolve, to push for because it's the type of pain you can only describe because you can't go see a doctor because you can't tell them where it hurts. It's that type of pain you feel, like that suffering deep inside, and that's what really for me it stimulates me to. I have to go through my process. I have to pick up a pen and start writing in my journal and trying to figure out what am I feeling. I'm always trying to figure things out, and really with Spiritism too. It's there's the answers are in the literature as far as finding out being selfish and finding out the pain that causes. Even though you think oh, I'm taking everything for me, I'm benefiting myself, but then you find out what you're actually robbing yourself of by it's one of those funny things where you can't keep something unless you can give it away.
Yes.
People don't understand that spiritual evolution brings us peace and happiness. They don't believe on that. They believe in this. They believe in what they can see and they can touch. They keep saying, look at this person. She's a horrible person, but she's rich and she has a very comfortable life. Why she has everything and then she is a terrible person? That's what everybody says all the time. Because she's seen that the person has a lot of money and she thinks that that person is in a comfort spot. She is materially, but spiritually, she's
Might be miserable.
she might be miserable,
Yeah.
right?
And
But most of the people might be miserable even though they have everything material, but us as a whole don't give that push to evolve spiritually, because evolving spiritually is not going to bring us money. It's not going to bring us comfort, material comfort, and so on and so forth.
Yes, I was thinking about that, and then a thought came to my mind that it was like this. When was the time that you have depression, anxiety, crisis of like being mad all the time? What is the word that I'm looking for? Anger. You know, all the time. What is the time that we actually reflect upon that the reason for that, it might be that you are a selfish person? You know, and we can give, like what you say, the pain that selfish can cause us. And one of the biggest pain that you can see right away is competition. It's like you look into somebody else's life, and you were thinking, oh, look at that person's life. I want that for me. You know, I wanted to have what they have, and then you keep competing in society to accumulate more things to you, to your comfort, to everything else. And then when you are selfish, you cannot be happy when other people are happy. It doesn't bring you joy. And when you walk through this journey, imagine like that you can feel joy when somebody else is winning the lottery, because you know you don't have that feeling inside you that wants things for yourself. And when you want things for yourself so badly, there is nothing wrong with wanted things, but when you're walking through altruism, what you want for you, you want for everybody. So I'm not worried to get stuff only for myself. I want the same things that I want for myself, I want for everybody. That's a completely different feeling that you
That is no longer competition. The thing is that people, like, for example, competition, they don't see competition as a bad thing, as a thing that make you suffer. It's because in our society today, competition is something that to you, oh my God, he's a competitive person. He's a go-getter, or whatever it is, what they call.
People don't really recognize themselves as competitors. I see competitive at the center all the time. You know, like for an example, if you go do a speech, and then Stephen goes in and he makes a great speech, and then the person that does speech is also, oh, I like it, Steve, you know, talking, but you know, this and this and that. When you want to be better than somebody at anything, when you don't allow other people, you know, to shine, it is the reason for that is selfish. It's because, and lots of the time the people come even to do volunteer work, and they wanted to be that person. And why, we talk about this all the time, but why does it make us suffer? Because it gives us a funny sensation inside of us, you know, when somebody else is doing a better job than me, and I want me, you know, it's me. I wanted to be that person that everybody likes. I wanted to be that person that knows better. I wanted to be that person that shines more, and then becomes, you know, a competition in groups. That it's not healthy. It's not healthy, but people don't see that. Exactly what you say.
Yeah,
they don't think it's competition. It's natural.
It is, and that's what the thing. They don't focus on these things that today we see normal, but they are not normal. Okay, because people don't think as a group. As soon as they start thinking as a group, okay, as an altruistic person, they're going to start leaving behind competition, jealousies, anger, what can I say, depression, and so on and so forth. A lot of things.
They also have like ambition too. That's something you're talking about. Like, you know, ambition is good when you want to get things, but not when you want to like lift yourself up by cutting other people down. And that's sometimes what we see, not just in the Spiritist Center, that this just happens to be the place we spend a lot of our time. So we happen to see it here, but I've seen it in other like organizations I volunteered for before I got here. That, you know, it's like you do a good job at something, and then somebody else wants to cut you down because they want to be like, you know, the king of the mountain. You know.
But even ambition, it should be an act of altruism. You understand? If you have an ambition, you should be able to, you know, I want to do this because I want to cooperate with everybody, not because I want to be on top of everybody.
And
not because
in
I
the
want.
center, we need to remember, like, what are we really here at the center for? Like, why do we come through the door? It's not so I can become like the biggest fish in this small pond. It's like we're here to help people. We're here to make the world a better place. We're here for everyone's evolution.
Luigi used to do a good thing, and one day he told me that I don't get things too personally, because my main concern is for the group, is for the center itself. It's not for one or two particular person. But if everybody think, okay, what is this that it's better for the community? And now it's different that the thought is, what is it that it's better for me? But what is this that it's better for the community that I'm on? And you get the small community that it's family, and then it goes to the center, to the city, to the country, and to earth. You know? And they say love is the capability that you have to get more people involved, you know, in your life and everything that you do. Like, how many people are involved, you know, in your life? As more people that you get, that you care for, that you involve, there's more love that you have. And that's the journey.
People need to know that, people need to understand, we need to understand that there is room for everybody to shine. You know, it's like our civilization is like the universe. You can put as many stars in there, and there's still room for more. So that's what we need to start thinking. But people want to shine in their own, and they want to make the light so bright and blind everybody else. But that's not the way. It's not the way. And one time I visited this lady. She was in depression. She was inside her room for 7 years. And she was a very comfortable, it was a very comfortable family financially. Very, very comfortable. And I went in there and I asked her, why are you here, inside here? You have everything. And then she looked at me and say, Luigi, if I'm here, it's because I do not have everything. And I say, no, you're right. You're right. You want to talk spirituality? Because that's what you mean, right? And then she said, yes. And she knew already, but she did not know how to go from that point to start spirituality. And she had the answer, the right answer, but that's what it is. Right? And you wanted to say something?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
because it's something that you had said before that just made me think as you talked about the heart and love, and when I was reading Thoughts in Life.
Thoughts in Life.
Pensamento
y Vida.
You know, and it talked about the
Actually,
same.
I just mentioned that book in my last lecture.
The same part where it said evolving intellectually, evolving morally, and it said that love is the solution to evolving morally. When we learn to love, we learn to see everyone as our brothers and sisters, and that's the path to moving forward.
It's not learn to love, it's to be love, right? It's your actions, your thoughts, the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you look needs to represent love.
You're becoming love,
Yes,
right?
you got to become love. And then when that happens, that action multiplies, how can I say, automatically. That's the reason why God doesn't stop creating. Because God is love, and love multiplies, continues without any push. It's
Just love.
It's just love. It's just natural. And that's the reason why he doesn't stop creating, because he's multiplying his love, the love that he is.
Imagine
Seamlessly.
if we are actually concentrating on that, on becoming love. You know, how the small things really wouldn't matter anymore. And this is how you see a person that is actually involved, that it's actually walking that journey. The first thing that you see in that person is that small things doesn't matter anymore. You know, they focus on being love, on becoming love. That the small things, you know, it's really not that important anymore. And with that, if you look at it, the little things in life is really where the pain is, and walking every day towards that, walking every day towards altruism, is not gonna happen because we want it to. We will need to step back, observe ourselves. Every time we have a problem, okay, what is the best solution for the family? What is the best solution for the community? What is the best solution for everybody? So I'm not looking for the best solution for Yonara. I'm looking for the best solution. I'm gonna, get involved. Being altruism means get involved. We need to get involved with everything, bring everybody together, for the same thing. At the moment that you start to separate, there is a problem, and that problem is going to cause problems to us, not to other people only. We're going to make other people miserable too. But if you want to be selfish, if you want to think about yourself, just think that way. As more selfish, as less involving that I am, is more trouble that I'm going to get.
And if pride is the father of all vices, and pride and selfishness are
they're both there.
Then humility is the mother of all virtues, right? So it's really, and because as you were talking about that, I started thinking about and we're talking about this a lot lately. How important are so many of these jobs that we often look down on, like people who are like custodians, people who clean up, and now like at my job we have somebody who's like the janitor is doing all the sanitizing, and it's like they probably get paid the least out of everybody at my whole job, and that's actually
saving lives.
The most important job there right now. And
this is what we learned with COVID. We might not need to have a bar or a fancy restaurant, but we need a garbage man, and get everybody involved.
And another thing also is on this path is that people today, we are taking for granted the small things. We are too focused on the top of the mountain. We are too focused in dreaming to be on top of the mountain and forgetting that the path that is what's important, and the small things, the small gestures day by day, the small things that we do, that's how we start. Everything starts small. But with media, with television, with internet, people see, I'm never going to be like that person. Yes, you will, because everybody that reach the top of the mountain, it started small. I'm not talking about materialism, right? I'm talking about spirituality, right? Sometimes we see somebody doing speeches, doing things. People are so, the vibration are wonderful. And how that person get to that point? It started here. It's small things, right? Focus on the small things. Focus on being appreciate also with everything that we have, being thankful for the people that are around them, everything that they have materially right now, And I talk to a lot of people, and a lot of people is very, they have this sorrow that, I'm gonna finish my life and I'm not gonna do nothing important. You're not here to do nothing important. We are here to grow spiritually. And then we need to start here very small, observing our thoughts, observing our reaction to others, observing others, and then we start growing into the path of compassion and other things.
And one of the tools that I wanted to we have to finish, right?
Yeah, we
Okay.
gotta wrap it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. One tool that we actually can talk about it because we keep. I think we always talk about topics, but we forget to give the tools. How to make that journey, how to be successful into this journey to walk from selfish to altruism. First of all, we are all selfish. We have to go there and realize. Because if we were not selfish, we will not be here on this planet.
If you don't think you got it, you probably got it.
Exactly. You got it more than what you think of it. So we are all selfish, okay? And that's okay. And everything is wonderful. But we do something that it's called the reaction, the automatic reaction to things in life. So Jesus talked about the parable of the Good Samaritan. That is a perfect example. Somebody's sick, more than sick, right? Hurt on the middle of the street, and you look at the person, but they don't go to help. Why? That's selfish, And someone stopped it. The Good Samaritan did stop. Why did the Good Samaritan stop? And why the other person didn't stop? So it's very important that when you see someone suffering, when you see someone in pain, you're not going to always want it to go help automatically. Your reaction, depending on the instinct that you have, might be, I'm just going to walk through and I don't care. And some people say, should I feel bad that I don't care? No, don't feel bad because you don't care. Develop inside of you the care that you need to develop. Look at it. Okay, I don't feel anything. But maybe if I think about it, who is that person? Like, same question that they asked Jesus 2,000 years ago. Who is my neighbor? Is everybody. Is the person next to you. So when you look at it to someone asking for money at the street, when you're driving, you might look and feel nothing for that person. But with a little bit of observation, who is that person? Oh, that's my neighbor. What is this? I feel so sorry, instead of judging, okay? Judging is what's going to keep you doing the separation and not the involvement. If you judge, you're going to separate people every time. And we have to catch ourselves when we are judging too much, because that's going to be that stone on our way through altruism. And that's going to be that thing that we're going to get stuck to it that's going to make us stop. So reflection is what we need. And then when you do a little bit of reflection, you come from one way to perceive things to a completely way to perceiving things. Now, altruism is inside of every single one of us. We all have. We just have to, like pull it out there, and
Let it out in the open.
yes.
And I recommend, getting involved at your local Spiritist center.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
Or do
please.
some type of service. If you don't have a Spiritist center in your area, you can always, go to the ASPCA, or there's all kinds of places that need help.
That you can get involved. But number one, get involved,
Do something. Do something. You should try to do something each day, like even if it's something simple, like just complimenting somebody.
Yes.
Or
Small
you
things.
see somebody that's sad and you try to offer them consolation.
Start small.
Yeah, and involve. Are you the type of person that involves people, or you're separating people?
I
Gossip
did-
is a big thing.
I did something
When
the other
gossip
day.
is separating.
The other day, my coworker, it was Monday, my coworker started getting just all angry, and it was it's like 9 a.m. on Monday morning, and I just said, hey, bro, relax, and I was funny because it stuck with me because I don't usually say stuff. I usually just sort of let people go through it, but it's just I almost, because sometimes I get mad or whatever. I was like, hey, bro, relax, and he actually I don't know if it's the way I said it or my energy or whatever, and it kind of actually brought him down, and he was cool after that.
All things.
I was just it stuck with me because I'm okay, something's changing. I'm not reacting the same way that I used to react, where I would get mad too and get down in his vibration. So, it's little things, and that's why I can't say I'm definitely not like Gandhi or anything like that, but I can see a difference in my life, and I look back over the last few years.
But we all have Gandhi inside of us.
Yes, and just to finish, just to wrap it up, I would like to say, if you go do something, wherever you are, at the hospital, at the center, just don't come to do, come to get involved. Get involved is the energy that brings everybody together. It doesn't do any good that you come here to do a job at the center, and then at the same time here you're not getting involved energetically, you're not getting involved, getting everybody up, everybody lift. Let's do this together. So you go do something, but when you do it, use your energy and get involved, energetically.
Yeah, I was reading, it said if you do the work but you don't do it joyfully,
Yes.
it doesn't really count.
Yes.
I mean, if you have to fake it till you make it, I get that, I understand. But hopefully you're not still faking it a year later. Hopefully.
But if you have it in mind that your job is not to do, is to get involved, and bring the community, everybody together, you usually don't fake it until you make it. But if you don't have that mindset, it's just, I'm just here to volunteer to make, so I can feel better, and I'm just doing a volunteer work, so when I go to Nasula, I'm in good shape, and all this thing, I'm just doing this because I receive another thing. There is a lot of mindset, which is the reason why you do things. And you have to question those reasons. Why is that I'm doing something? Luigi talked about this on his palestra, right? At the moment that you lose the sight that why you do things, you become automatically. And then you become a machine that does something without the focus that why am I doing this? All right?
Well, we're about out of time.
Okay.
I appreciate you guys joining me here tonight, because it would have been lonely if I was here all by myself. And thank you guys so much. And now I'm going to shift the attention back to me.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm turning you guys off. And so, my brother, if you don't mind. So, just some announcements. We're still meeting here. We're having our lectures Monday evenings, 8 p.m. in Portuguese, Wednesday evenings, 8 p.m. in English, and Saturday evening, 6:30 p.m. in Portuguese. We also have the Tuesday night meditation, 7 p.m., which is live streamed as well as a Tuesday evening study group on In the Realms of Mediumship with Cynthia and Juan. Besides that, also to support our center, we have been doing food sales, because even though we're not having regularly scheduled meetings here, we're trying to keep things as normal as possible, having these live stream sessions 3 times a week. But we are actually selling food, doing food drives to pay the rent and pay the bills here, because unfortunately the bills never stop. So if you're interested in that, get in touch with us. It's usually every Saturday. I ordered several dinners this week. I ordered the lasagna this week. And I know the chef, and I highly recommend it. Aside from that, also to keep this center open, well, not open, but to keep the the center alive, we have been maintaining the yard sale, so that's still going on. It's online, so if you want to, they have an Instagram page for BSS Yard Sale, so you can get involved with that. And other than that, I think that's pretty good. So we'll just turn our attention one more time. We'll have a final prayer. So let's just take this opportunity, reflect on the words we've heard this evening. They say, each one teach one. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here, to pick up the pearls of wisdom from my brother and sister, Luigi and Inara here. And hopefully, even though I might not think I'm as far on the path, a lot of us don't think we're so far on the path. We always have something we can share with someone, whether it's a kind word, a consolation, some hope, a smile. So may each of us, in our own way, strive to share with someone every day. We appreciate the inspiration of our spirit guides, the workers of this house, who are always beside us, who are always guiding us and inspiring us and motivating us, even though some of us might not see them. We always know, we feel their influence. We're grateful for the words passed down by our Master Jesus so long ago, who showed us the way, that each day we can take one more step on this journey, this evolution, that each day we can emerge from the darkness towards the light. We pray that even though the doors are closed here at the Spiritist Center, that this place, this house, can be a point of light here in Pompano Beach, a place that so desperately needs this light, and that this vibration of love, kindness, compassion, humility, and respect can echo throughout the city, and it can reach everyone who is tuning in to this broadcast. that each of us can be a point of light, and that we can let our light shine for everyone we meet. Thank you, God. Thank you, Master Jesus. And with your permission, let's end this work for tonight. So be it.